All right, here. So I'm Gushan back again. I'm going to lead this workshop. With me, I have Gurpreet right now. For this workshop will particularly be based on the user story cards to estimate the user stories. And what we are going to have is a usage chart document over here. So I have my own usage chart document, and Gurpreet has its own. And based on the stories, we are going to estimate the story the developer asks, and we write on this document. And once I allow all of them to view the cars, I will show you here on the screen. Uh, in this workshop, I only have Gurpreet with me. The absentees are Manpreet, uh, uh, sorry, my bad. It's Dhruv and Shruti and Kajal. So right now I have only have Gurpreet and me. All right, so we are going to estimate the stories for first consolidated row, that is driver. And so before jumping on the first stories, which is driver can pay for the parking with a credit or debit card, uh, I will instead go with the second story, which is our main story. Actually, I should place it at the top. Okay, so this is actually a main story, and this can be further divided into two stories later on. But for now, this is just a single story. It says that our driver can add a fuel location or enter an address to view parkings. Uh, it's just a no. So if a user don't want to share his location, or the system couldn't recognize his location, then our app is going to show a default map with provided parkings. So the latitude and the longitudes for the map will be based on the final decision recommended by the team, which will mostly be our college location. Uh, so, all right, Gurpreet, we are going to start this workshop. So in this story, we have few tests. The first is a test with sharing a location. That will be just going to prompt the user to share the location. And the second one will be test with a valid address if the user wants to enter any address. If that happens, then it will satisfy the story and the test will pass. If somehow the user put an invalid address, or maybe he just want to search the location with the postal code, but the postal code is not valid. So in that case, the outcome will be a fake one. All right, so jumping on the first one, uh, let's do an estimation. So Gopi, you put your estimation, I will put mine. Okay, so can you show me your cards? Okay, so I estimated 3 and Gurpreet estimated 5 hours. The reason why I chose 3, oh, well, first of all, everything would be in the Android. So we already have the pre-built Google Maps. So we are going to use that API. Uh, Apart from that, if we have to show the markers on the map, that will probably take an hour or so, because the marker is a pre-built class, but for implementing that, that will probably require some of the imports to use those packages, and that will take an hour. And also for the prompts and and validating the address, that will take an hour or half, more than an hour or half. So Gurpreet, can you tell me, or Why you estimated 5 hours? Gurpreet, you are muted.
Oh yeah. So I think it's our first functionality of our app. So it kind of needs many things, many packages. We need to work on APIs. It also requires some map, Google Maps. I think it kind of will take much time than others.
Okay.
So that's why I think it's gonna take 5 hours.
Okay. So I guess, yeah, the maps would be probably take some time, but
Yeah, that's gonna take the much longer time.
so
And yeah,
okay, yeah, go ahead.
no, that's it.
Okay,
So
assuming that there's no one else, I guess that can like I think yeah, probably maps will take time, but let's say 3.5, just to come in me or 4.
yeah, sure. You can write 3.5.
Yeah, probably 4 or yeah, 3.5, I guess. That would be good. Okay, jumping to on the second story. The second story is driver can pay for the parking with a credit or debit card.
Okay.
And over here is it is just a normal story like in any other projects. If you have a library or and you're paying in for in a restaurant, so the node for the UI will be it will automatically retrieve the card type based on the first 4 digits. So if you have 4537, that will be your Visa card. Uh, and another node is, are we going to accept any monthly passes? And I guess we shouldn't go with that right now because that would be too
Yes,
complex. And
yes. People would prefer to go with the monthly pass.
and with that, we have some of the tests. Uh, with tests with Visa or Mastercard, that will definitely go as a pass because the system should display the respective corresponding respectively corresponding to the values that the user entered. All right. So for this, I'm going to estimate. All right. Okay, what's your estimate?
So just a second. I'm thinking. I think it's not gonna take much longer because if we are working on just one card Visa, so we can give an option for a Mastercard. So I think it's gonna take around 2.5 hours. I think
Okay.
2.5 hours.
All right. Well, I estimate 2 hours. Before
Okay.
even I actually looking at your car. The reason why I said 2 hours, well, first of all, it won't take long to make all those fields for the payment. The only
Yes.
reason is we're probably not going to store or do this payment functionality uh, by saving all the details in the database. Uh, what I'm thinking right now is to go with third-party API, and we can use those dependencies in our dependency section in the config. But it will still design in the UI and initializing the UI in the Java class will take around 2 or 2.5 hours. Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
we agree on 2 hours, I guess. Yeah, that's good.
Yes. Yes. 2 hours. Yes.
Okay, so the third story. Uh, the third story is a user, which is going to be a driver. who enters a username and a password to log into the system. Uh,
Okay.
this is just a basic plain old story, and
Yeah.
the tests are like tests with the valid username and password. The system will allow the user to use the services. If we enter the
Yeah.
email or username, then it will show a prompt, and it will ask the user to re-enter the details. All right. So for this, the estimate. All right. So group page. What's your color?
Uh, I I have entered 1.5 hours.
Okay. And why is that?
Yeah, because I think in this the making the user page for the username and the password, it's not gonna take much longer. But I think for the test we're gonna do on this username and password, it's gonna take time for the test. But making the functionality for the username and password is not gonna take much longer.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I said it will probably take 2.5 hours. The reason is
Okay.
considering the Android Studio, taking help from the Android Studio, we can use the pre-built UI from the activities. But I think storing all the details in the database and rereading creating the classes to read the data, saving the data into the database. So that will probably take a lot of time to code and to create those classes. So that's why I thought it will probably take more time.
Okay. So,
So
yeah, so think about database. We need to save every username and password in our database. Yes.
yeah,
So, yes, it can
uh,
take a
yeah,
little bit longer than what I have estimated. Yes.
yeah. So
So, I think we should go with 2.5 hours.
well, that's what I think. I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, 5 hours.
Okay. So the next story is driver can view or holds a parking spot. Uh, okay. So for this, I don't think so. It will probably take more time because once we set up with the map,
Mm,
and
yes.
we put the markers, we just have to load those markers with the designated parking details. So what I will estimate is
So I have estimated it 1 hour because I don't think it's gonna take much longer for making the UI. We are just giving option to the driver
yeah,
for viewing the parking spot or holding the parking spot.
yeah,
So I don't think it's gonna take much longer.
yeah,
And it's not like we are holding anything in a database or anything. So I don't think it's gonna take much longer.
yeah. Well, even I estimated 1 hour. But even we have something in the database, it's not going to take like creating another class to read the data. Once we
Okay.
set up a basic class to read all of the data from the database, and we just have to select a particular table which will contain the parking information, and then we populate with the tool marker. So yeah, I also
Yep.
think it will probably take an hour. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so jumping on the next thing.
If Trevor wants to continue viewing parking details as a guest.
Yes,
Okay. So here, if the driver is choosing not to go with the login, he's
yeah,
choosing to go with the
yeah,
guest account.
yeah.
So yeah, if
It will. Oh well,
perhaps it allows to continue. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think we just need to hide some of the like details from while reading the data, parking data. So
Yes.
we probably need some validation. If the person wants to continue as a guest, then whatsoever information we read from the database, just don't put everything. So let's say if a play on the marker, if we have the name, the
Yes.
address, and the occupancy in that parking
Yeah, and
spot.
we can verify it through the mobile number, phone number.
Yeah,
Right?
we can,
So
I
yeah,
guess. Or
but yeah, sending the verification code uh, for making this functionality, I think it's gonna take a little bit longer. A
I
little bit.
guess instead of looking in that way, like validating the movie number right now, I think we should go just a plain, like,
Okay.
or it's like if a person don't want to log in, just yeah, you can go as a guest, but while viewing all the details, uh,
Yeah.
our app going to hide some of the details, so like occupancy and the price of
Okay. Yeah.
those parking.
We can go with that.
Yeah, because the reason if you're going to continue as a guest, you're not going to pay for the app, right?
Yes.
If you want have to
Yes.
pay
Yes.
for the parking, you have to be a user in that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so
Got it.
let's do the
Got it.
estimate.
So I would estimate it 1 hour. No.
Yeah, I also estimate one. Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
All right, so next we have constraints. For the constraints, we have 5 constraints right now. The first one is the system must support peak usage of 100 concurrent user at max. The reason why I have this is based on the research I did. It says that Firebase only allows you 100 users at max uh, at a particular time. If you're using the free plan, if you're going to use the enterprise plan, it will probably allow more. So yeah,
Cool.
so
Yeah.
right now this is the basic command, the constraint I have over there.
Yes. I do agree with you. 100 is maximum
Yeah,
for the starters, right? We can
yeah,
say.
yeah, absolutely. So the next is the system must support offline access if user is not connected to internet. This can be challenging to set up, but assuming and well, looking at the competency in the market, uh, the apps are going to, well, surely in 2019 or 20, they are going to have an offline access. What they do is store some of the data in the cache, then load the preview viewer from the cache, and if we don't have an offline access. So with that, once the user left, wheresoever the user left the app, and once it is disconnected to the internet, the app will going to store
All
to
the
be stay
information. Okay.
as it is. Yeah. So I guess this is a
Okay. Okay.
good constraint, but we have to work on it. The third one
Yes.
is the system must request to access the location of the user. Yeah, this is the main constraint. Whenever the user tries to look for the parking,
Yes.
or whenever he visits for the first time, he needs to share the location.
Here's the location of the. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the system must remove the previous parking spot if the user is choosing another spot. Yeah. This is also one of the constraints can be. Like you can hold 2 parking spots at the same
Yes.
time.
So
But
whenever you try to choose the second parking spot, you have to remove the first one.
yeah.
You
Okay.
cannot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next one is the system must notify or for every new assignment or spawns for canceling host spawns complete. Yeah, this can come in the other thing, but yeah, this can be a constraint too. Yeah, let's go.
Mm. Yes.
All right, so for the next role, we have admin. As so the first story is admin needs to log in into the system, which is very important, I guess, and which is going to be the core of functionality. So
Yes.
the test will be the same, just like valid username and password. All right, so let's do the estimation. What will you looking at?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna estimate it 3 hours next.
Okay. once you show cars. Okay, so you said 3 hours, and I'm showing my car. I said 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours?
Yeah, well, the reason is, well, we already going to have that functionality for the driver, so we'll have all the classes. It,
Okay.
yeah, it can take some more time, but assuming the data, reading the data from the Firebase. So what you think? Why you made 3 hours?
Okay, so if you think about the users who are using this app, if we gonna store their information in our database, I think we gonna store our admin information in the database too. So I think we are giving both of them the same functionality, but our admin section will be more secure, and for the security we need to code more.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing. All right, so let's re-estimate it then. I guess. All right, let's re-estimate.
Okay.
Now I said 2.5 hours. Uh,
Okay.
the reason is, yeah, uh, looking at the functionality that we have to provide to the admin, that will take time. It can be
Yep.
between 2 to 2.5 hours, but I don't think so it will take more than 2.5 hours because we have all the details, pre-built details. It's not like admin has to register into the system. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So do you
Yep.
want to change it or you still want?
Uh, I think I can go with 2.5 max, but I cannot go less than
Yeah.
2.5.
Okay. Okay, so the next story is admin can manage host driver information, payments, logs. Okay, this is actually a very big story, which will be
Yes.
divided into shorter segments after that. Uh, so the notes for UI is admin will be given access to view and manage application errors while clicking on logs. All right, admin can view transaction logs by clicking on it. And so the notes will be going to the actions for the admin.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the estimate.
Okay. Because I think it's a big functionality we are giving to the admin.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take a little bit to code, and also if you think about the security, I think uh, 4.525. Yeah, 4.5. I think.
Yeah, I initially estimated like 5 hours. The reason
Okay,
is,
but it's close enough.
yeah, the reason is going to be a big story, and
Yeah.
all the payments like reviewing all the payments once the user made the payments and managing the information. So we have to read the information again from the database. So
Mm.
we have to read the host driver information and then the logs.
Yes.
So it will probably take a lot of time, I guess. So that's why I estimated 5 hours.
Yes. Yes.
All right,
Same reason why I thought.
and you estimated 4.5, which is close, I
Yes.
guess. All right.
Yeah.
So the next is a host can register in the system until multiple host type. So for this, what this story means is, so once a host is into the system and he wants to upload the parking locations, he can upload some of the parking lots as a private and some with the public.
Yes.
And
Okay.
the notice need to enter personal details, banking details for online transaction. So this is while registering into the system. All right, so let's do the
Yeah.
estimate without
Uh,
not showing the cards.
I think I'll go with this. Okay.
Right, show your cards. All right. Oh,
I estimated 3 hours.
well, it
I
seems like we
will
know
think about.
each other's ideas,
um,
but yeah, even I estimated 3 years in my case.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, go ahead.
Uh, I think it is also a big functionality we are going to the user to like if it's very difficult for us to code what parts are gonna be a private parking spot, what are public. It's gonna be we are getting this information from the person who is hosting the parking spot, but still it will hold these information in our database. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a much more coding than you think.
Yeah, similarly, yeah, in my case, why I estimated 3 years is that again we are going to have a lot of field and reading and writing data into the database will take time, and also for every different log location we have to update the information into the database, so that will take time for writing the classes for the database again. All
Mm,
right.
yes, we need to update it every
Yeah.
hour just to know if there's any changes. So yeah.
Okay, so for the next is a host can add one or more parking spaces under different categories. So the notice need to enter parking details, payment details, and availability. All right, so let's do the estimation for this. And the accepted test is test with booking an available parking spot. Uh, the outcome should be a pass, like the test should be a success. The available parking spots will be displayed first and are authorized to book or reserve. Test with paying online via debit card. The outcome would be the system will ask for the card details and proceed if enter information is correct, which is basically when you make a payment, when driver will make a payment. So let's do the estimation. All right, so show us your card quickly.
So I have estimated it 2 hours
Okay,
because I think we have given uh, in the upper part we are registering the we are giving the functionality to the host that we can uh, he can host the private he can host the parking spot. So I estimated 2 hours because I think we don't need much functionality to much functionality or coding to do in this category because we are giving a much prior functionality in the upper one that he can register for the multiple hosts. And if he's giving much information in that one, we don't need that much information from the host in this card that he can add more. So I think 2 hours is enough for us
okay,
to code.
all right. Yeah, I estimate 2.5 hours, which is host, but the reason is I think it will probably take time to enter the details for each parking location, cause we have to update those. Well, first of all, add those information into the database. Then, if he wants to change it at the later stage, then we have to update it. So that's why it will probably take time, because we have to code 2 or 3 classes for these. So that's why I estimated 2.5 hours. Uh,
Okay.
so do you want to go to your card again, if you agree with me or not?
Yeah, I think yeah we can go with the 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next story is our host wants to change the host type or one of the parking lot. Okay, and the test is test with the private selecting host type. Expected outcome, the system updates the host type field to private. Okay, so this is just when a host already has all set up in the system,
Yeah.
but he wants to
Yes.
change the
Yes.
parking lot later on. If the business requirement needs him to change the lot to a private, then he can do that. So let's do the estimate
We
for
order
this.
every information about the parking spot, but we are just going to change if the host says I need to make it
Yeah.
public from private.
All right. Yeah.
So yeah, we already have the information, so I don't think it's gonna take much longer.
All right.
So
I estimate A. So what's your estimate, okay?
I think 1 hour. 1 hour is next.
Okay. Yeah, I estimated that also as 1 hour.
Okay.
So the reason is, again, we just have to update it in the data into the database. So it will, I guess it will just need 1 or 2 methods, and then use those methods in the database. All right. So the next is admin can edit host and driver information. The test is test with updating full name of a driver. Let's say if he wants to update the name of a driver, and the expected outcome should be the system updates the information, which is going to be success criteria for this test. And the estimate is
Admin can.
okay. And what's your estimate going to be? So 1 hour.
I think 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah. For in my case, I think it's going to be again each story which requires the update functionality. It will take one method, which is going to be included in that particular class to update the information in the database. And the next story is admin can remove longer holds on the parking lots. Yeah, which is again the same, like updating information for the host. And the test would be test with moving parking spot. The outcome should be the system removes the spot and sends the information.
Yeah.
And the estimate is
1 hour, I think, next.
Yeah. Again, I also suggest it's going to be 1 hour. So the distribution it will be the same. Like again, the methods and in one of the classes that we have. Admin can view receipts and spots according to the location. This comes in the auditing functionality for in case if we see through the local diagram. So if the admin wants to view the receipts and the spot according to the location, and the test for this is test with viewing driver and payment receipt. The outcome would again be a success criteria if the system shows the information. All right, and the estimation is.
I think next 1 hour. It's not gonna take much time.
Okay, so you said 1 hour. I said 1.5 hours because the reason is it is actually a 2-part functionality. Because first he has to review the receipts and the spots according to the location. So yeah, it can come under in the same functionality, but the reason why I chose is it's again required to be read every information from the database, and that's why I thought it will take time.
But I think if we have already have information about every parking spot, and our app is going to refresh in every 30 seconds, so I don't think we need much time to code this for the spot and even for the receipts, because we have already storing everything in the database and getting from it is not a kind of a big update.
Even if we refresh the app, why I still think it will take time, because in terms of reading the data, the developer hours would be high because every developer needs to code those classes, right? So, and even if we divide like the parts of the functionality into individual like developers, they need to communicate with the one who actually setting up the database class and the one who's going to use that class to read the data. So that's why I thought, firstly, it's not a lot of difference between 1 and 1.5 hours, but that's why I think it's going to take more than an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's be generous, I
One.
guess.
Yeah.
If
One
you
point
think,
five is, I think. If we will take the max, 1.5 is enough.
okay.
Yeah.
So the last story is admin can reassign new spot to the driver. And the test for this is test with replacing spot of driver. The outcome should be system assigns the new spot. And that would be
Okay.
success criteria. Okay, and let's do the estimation. Bigger picture of the car.
I've estimated it 1.5. The reason why I estimated 1.5 is uh, if there is something wrong with the spot that the user has parked, and if the admin is going to notify the user that we are reassigning you the new spot because there's something wrong with the previous one. So for the notification, we need to code, and even for getting we are using our database to find a new spot, it's going to take much longer, and assigning a new one is also going to take much longer to code and figure out what new spot and how we can
Okay.
give it to the user.
Yeah, I didn't think about the notification part. All right. Yeah, then I agree with you. Okay, so this is the whole estimation for the uh, for all the user stories. Thanks, Gurpreet, for joining into the workshop. And we'll get back to you in another workshop. Thanks.
Thank you.